The views and opinions provided on this show are for informational purposes only and should not be misinterpreted as an offer to buy or sell any securities or to make or consider any investment or course of action. For more information, please go to passiveinvestorshow.com. Hey PI listeners, this is JF142. I'm making it a point to speak to as many investors as possible. My goal is to position myself to be a blessing to my network through conversation. How could one be a blessing through conversation? The easy answer is by listening. A simple conversation can open many opportunities and doors. I always ask myself this: what do I have to lose by having one more conversation? Going back to high school, I've connected friends and family in my network to one another, even if it didn't benefit me. And I continue those same principles and practices. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. If I can't help you, I probably know someone or something that can probably solve your problem. I'd love for you to become a part of that network. Go to www.johnfortes.com, create your investor profile, and schedule a call. How can I best serve you through conversation? In the words of Clarence the Angel from It's a Wonderful Life, no man is a failure who has friends.
And now, the Passive Investor Show. Here's your host, JF142.
Welcome, PI listeners, to the Passive Investor Show. I'm the Passive Investor Consultant, JF142, your host of the only ranked podcast for passive investors in multifamily syndications and real estate funds. Our goal and purpose of this show is to be a resource to investors and help them master their passive investments by beating inflation 1% at a time. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk about when investors are coming through. Don't be pushy with getting to know them type meetings. Don't push for them without sharing anything. And it doesn't have to be a lead magnet. It could be an outline of your business plan. It's a huge time waste for the investors and you to take the meeting or call and realize in a short few minutes that you both are not a fit for each other. So understand the value of your time as well as their time and send them something worthwhile to act on as a first filter. I don't know what that is for your company, but it could be your lead magnet. But to me, that's not it. It's more of a business strategy and outline of what you guys do overall grand scheme of things. So for me, I invest in multifamily value add opportunities, and I do it in emerging markets in the Southeast. And building a deck around that, a general broad just deck, not an investment pitch. It's just the outline of what the company business plan is, what you can send to investors and show them, look, this is what we do. This is what our focus is in, and this is how we do it. And if you think your chances are better if they just, heard you once, then your deck needs to do a better job and make it more impactful and learn to make better decks. And you'll get that through feedback, and you'll know if it's a good deck or a good lead magnet or a good whatever you're using to set up those calls by the volume amount of your calls. If you're having success getting investors on calls, also try to do your research on the investor before the call. Because even though you need to get to know each other, an established firm that is looking to invest with your company, not so much in a private equity, meaning an individual, an established firm, for instance, family offices or another fund that might invest in your company, you don't want to spend a call asking them, hey, how'd you get into this? Do the research on them. You'll know exactly how they got into it. And then as private individual investors, you want to know what their experience is to get familiar, if they are familiar with these type of private equity investments. So that's the difference with your type of calls. And don't be pushy setting up the get to know you calls. Get to know you calls, it means, are we a fit for business? And even though that sounds like, John, you're kind of contradicting yourself there. The first call is, all right, are we a fit for business? But when you're working with private equity, you're trying to get to know exactly what their experience is on those get to know you calls. I hope that makes sense for you. And I hope I explained the difference between when you're talking to a family office or some sort of establishment that is looking to invest with you, as well as private equity individuals that are going to invest with you. Don't forget to download your free copy of the investment tracker. It allows you to track up to 5 investments, compare sponsors, markets, and most importantly, projected versus actual returns. To get your copy, go to www.projectedreturns.com. PI listeners, thank you for listening. As always, we hope this was the best resource for your investment strategy, but also the best use of your time. Remember, if this episode helps you, you can help us by leaving a review on iTunes. I hope you feel compelled enough to share it with someone you think this would resonate with as well. As much as it pains us to leave you, but you know what time it is. Time to go put this into practice. Till the next time we meet, happy investing. PI listeners, I'm grateful for your time and I appreciate you for listening. It would mean the world to me if you went to iTunes and left a rating and written review. Let me know how you feel about the show. It really makes a big difference with getting the podcast out there. Don't forget about our Facebook group, where all of our guests are members of. I'll be there to answer any of your questions, or even questions you might have for future guests. Subscribe so you can get the latest episodes and our fan favorite quick hitters. Finally, I want to keep you updated, so head over to johnfortes.com and sign up for the newsletter. If you're interested in partnering with me, sign up on the contact page so you can talk to me directly. I look forward to connecting with you. Happy investing.